You know those before they were famous videos people normally make about other creators or celebrities? Well, someone made one about me, but I'm not famous. Somehow I have made it to the point though where someone made this video about me. I saw the first 30 seconds. It just talks about my career and how I've gotten to where I'm at now. So I'm excited to react to this today. We'll go ahead, we'll give the like, we'll give the subscribe to MacArthur Moore. Shout out to him for making this. And let's go ahead and see how I've gotten to where I'm at on YouTube right now. I'm very interested for this video.
If you have watched a College Football 25 video, then you certainly have seen Bordeaux and you're recommended. He is the king of Dynasty mode, rebuilding every single program in the country. Even
I don't mean to pause him already, but you hear that? King of Dynasty mode. Just keep that in mind. My ego is going to get way too inflated here.
having real college teams try to sway him to rebuild their program next.
True.
James Bordeaux has grown to over 411,000 subscribers, but the thing is, it didn't start like this. In fact, it was quite the opposite. Bordeaux started posting to his channel in February of 2021.
Okay, all right, let's get this off the screen. I shouldn't have paused here. This is a throwback. This is a big throwback. You can see the Kentucky behind me, though. You know, I wouldn't say I've had a glow up, but I'm better than what I looked like that. I was like 17 at the time here.
The new College Football 21 revamp mod for NCAA Football 14. In this video, he talks about what his channel is going to be like, even hinting at posting for the new college football game in a couple of years. But until then, he made it clear that he'd be doing some Dynasty Road to Glory as well as some different challenges throughout.
He just went back to the start of my channel, and I completely forgot about this video. I talked about what I'm doing right now. The foreshadow. I might have to watch that at some point too. That's insane. I foreshadowed it all.
The revamp mod. His first 48 videos did okay, but nothing like his video on April 7th, 2021. In this video, Bordeaux starts his first Dynasty series, a now staple of his channel. And episode 1 got 183,000 views.
That probably had like 20,000 views the first year it was live, and then I quit YouTube. The rest of the episodes had like 1,000 views. The only reason some of even that older content looks like it has any views on it now is because of what's happened with the rest of the channel. And I've even thought about taking some of that stuff down, because it was such bad quality, but I didn't in the end because I think it shows where I've come from. And I'm not ashamed of it necessarily. Like, I had to go through the bad times to make it to where things are now.
Episode 2, 71,000. And for the next 3 months, this series would bring in new followers. But then Bordeaux unexpectedly quit YouTube for over a year before returning on July 12th, 2022.
Okay, so I never really talked about most of the stuff I'm assuming that's going to be in here, because I've kept things most of my personal life pretty off the radar. But I will say, when I quit YouTube for that year, I went to college. I was in a dorm room with one of my best friends, but we were sharing the same dorm room. I'm not going to be sitting there recording videos when we're sleeping like 5 feet away from each other. I mean, our beds couldn't have been any closer. It was not a big room. So I don't think it made sense for me to continue doing YouTube when I was probably literally making like $3 a day off it. I was a failed YouTuber at the time. I really just quit and realized, hey, I'm not making it doing this college football stuff. Maybe it's not meant for me. I'd actually done YouTube when I was 12 too with Madden mobile content, Greatness MM. So I'd had success before, failed the second time around, and here we are now.
At the time, the expected College Football 24. This video now sits at 329,000 views, pulling in more followers than James had ever had in his life. He posted in August of 2022, thanking his...
I want to read this, but I will say, I came back to YouTube with the video talking about news for the new college football game because I knew it would get me back into the college algorithm. I wanted to give it a second shot. I was bored in the summer. I was working a job where I had like no hours. I was just teaching kids how to play soccer. So I was like, I'll do YouTube too. I'll have some fun with this, make content I wish other people were making. And things really took off from there. Wow, 25,000 subscribers. I couldn't have imagined all the support when I came back to YouTube a month ago. Thank you guys for everything. Yeah, man, I still feel that way to this day, dude. It just gets me so excited looking back on this now. I think I came back with about 3,000 subs, and that was probably like a month after. It happened so fast. I wonder if he talks about TikTok too, because that definitely helped.
His followers to 25,000 subscribers. He continued to grind out great content with better quality every single video, doing a short Vanderbilt Dynasty series which racked up millions of views, and then his first ever full road to glory. This was the first time I had ever heard of Bordeaux. He came up on my recommended, and I loved the college football games. I had played them ever since I got my Xbox 360 around 2011, and I was devastated when the games were discontinued. I never got NCAA 14 and never was willing to pay more than retail for a game that was at this time 8 years old, so I just watched other people play revamped.
He is a valid point there too. The game was reselling for at least $100, which at that point it was already like 10 years old, and then the console along with that be at least another 100. You're probably out $250 trying to play NCAA Football 14 until College Football 25 dropped. It was an insane market, especially with the revamp mod.
Bordeaux's Road to Glory series was the first that I was truly invested in. I watched every single episode, quickly subscribing, and after he finished that, he started branching out, choosing to play the careers of top players like Spencer Rattler and
top players like Spencer Rattler. Wow. How have we gotten to where we are at now with him? That's crazy. But no, I did branch out after the Road to Glory stuff. And at the same time where I'm posting all these videos to YouTube, I'm splitting them up into about 10 parts and also posting it to TikTok where everything was blowing up. And I feel like that kind of got most of my YouTube audience over here from the start. It was definitely needed for both.
Arch Manning. Bordeaux was quickly becoming one of the top NCAA 14 revamp creators on the platform, and his TikTok was also growing really fast with his ability to captivate people's attention spans at a rapid, fast pace. His diversity of Road to Glory, Dynasty, and other challenges gave something for every type of viewer, and his several thousand views a video he used to get with his Northern Kentucky Dynasty series turned into hundreds of thousands of views per video.
Hey, hundreds of thousands, dude. I appreciate y'all so much. It was such a crazy come up because it was literally from the summer, end of the summer, I went back to college that second year. I was in dorm still, but I had my own dorm room. We had 4 people in our dorm. We each had our own little spot, so I didn't feel as invasive recording in that way. I kept everything pushing through, and man, it was fast. I think in a 3-month span, I got to like 50,000 subs, and then these consistent viewers. I don't know how it all happened still. Like, it was just, it's a flash in my mind. It's crazy.
With his 5'5" Road to Glory, his James Madison Mini Dynasty series, Deion Sanders Georgia Tech Dynasty.
Oh my gosh, he's bringing back all the memories. I did a James Madison Dynasty series. I was playing a full season per video, which was unheard of. Before then, there were like 1 or 2 games per episode. With series content on YouTube, it's really hard to keep it engaging for a long series. So I thought, you know what? I'll cut down all the boring stuff, make it into one quick video, because that's what I wanted to watch. And that'd be my recommendation to anyone that wants to get into YouTube. Do something that's not there already if you want to stand out and blow up. If you do stuff that other people, the most popular players, I guess creators are doing, you're not going to blow up. I'm sorry. It's just, you got to do something unique that's different. And that's hard to do with how long YouTube's been around for now.
And it's a 126 team college football tournament. This format is super similar to what he now calls the College Football Imperialism series, but more on that later. Bordeaux was still under 100,000 subscribers. At this point, his sub count was growing more rapid by the day, and on November 6, 2022, he would begin his coaching dynasty, where instead of the normal rebuild where you focused on the program, this was all about James as a coach, almost like a coach road to glory, starting at New Mexico as an offensive coordinator before being called to call plays for Nick Saban and the Crimson Tide. This series did super well, and it made people feel really invested, almost like he was a real coach on his.
I will say, I went to Alabama so many times at the start of my YouTube career. People got so sick of it. I think I did it in another Road to Glory as well, and it was never intentional, but I think it was good for getting a huge fan base in there. Somehow Alabama, if you look up College Football 25, is where that content is most watched at. In the US, it is most searched up in Alabama. College Football 25 is. So the state is great for getting views.
His way to stardom. Riding off this high, James would post to his Instagram on November 26th that he had reached a lifelong goal of 100,000 subscribers. He was only getting better, and all his videos were certified bangers. 2022 was a career year for Bordeaux.
It was a career year, and I'll say, I think right before I got 100K subs is when I dropped out of college. I couldn't do both. I tried to keep up for the whole semester, and I was doing at least 80 hours a week on YouTube alone. Then you go as a statistics major trying to do classwork. It wasn't working. I was dropping to class every couple weeks. I was calling my mom like, I can't do this. And I didn't know what to stick with because YouTube's not a guaranteed long-term thing. I was so close to just stopping the YouTube goal and sticking in college and like trying to actually have a full-on career out of that. But I got lucky. I made the right decision, got COVID, and things were still going well enough there. I got frustrated. I had to move my whole setup to a different room with COVID, and I was just like, you know what? I'm going home. So I dropped out and went home that day, gave up my scholarship, and very fortunate that decision actually worked out.
And in 2023, he'd only get better, continuing his coaching career series where he'd take Louisville, UCLA, and even the Green Bay Packers and Madden to success.
He
would begin College Football Imperialism in different formats, which is a staple of his channel today.
College Football Imperialism is the greatest thing that could have ever happened to me. Before College Football Imperialism, I told a bunch of other YouTubers the college niche is kind of smaller. I think it's impossible to get a 1 million view video in the college niche. And then like a month later, I saw Dean's World dropped an Imperialism on Madden. Great creator, by the way. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to take this to college. Instead of 32 teams, we're going to do all 126 on NCAA Football 14. And it took forever. But I think I did that. And then I did one with the top 25 teams as well. And both of them got like 1 million views in a month. It was insane. It really expanded my thought of like, oh, shoot. there could be more people that are interested in a college video, even if it's not like on a consistent basis. Like you can hit those bigger thresholds. So that got me super pumped up. It like kind of proved, hey, even if you think there's a certain limit to what you can do, you can still break out of that bubble. And it really expanded my thinking, which is kind of key to having success in anything.
Bordeaux also started to dabble in some college basketball, doing a few videos here and there, even doing a Bronny James career story. However, this was short-lived, and he only does this during March Madness. Throughout the first half of 2023, it was the same stuff that had gotten James to success: Road to Glory, his coaching series, dynasties including Gonzaga, Arkansas 16-0 Challenge, Wisconsin while only recruiting in Wisconsin, and much more. Where Bordeaux was genius was getting people to think about his past videos. And what I mean here is every so often he would put together hours of footage between his different series, and this did super well because not only did these long videos do well, it also made viewers go back to look at his old series and remember their favorite moments. He did this perfectly in August 2023 when he posted his final coaching Road to Glory video titled "The #1 College Coach in the Country."
I don't know if I'd call these movies genius. It is literally just combining old content into one. But I will say, with how series works on YouTube, where they don't push out some of those later episodes to the broad majority of the audience, it is crucial for them to get all of it to just put it in a movie if they want to watch it in one sitting instead of posting 7-8 episodes. So that's why series content's kind of started to go away, especially in gaming. And then you'll see these movie type things. It's lazy. I combined 17 videos into that, and it's the most viewed video on my channel. It'll probably be the most viewed video on my channel forever. 3.4 million views, but it just blows my mind. Like, there's a whole different audience that watched that versus what watched the consistent episodes. And then if someone wanted to see that, I posted it like a year later. If they wanted to rewatch the series when they'd forgotten about most of it, they could. So I think movies have a good place, but they are the easiest content possible. I'm still going to do them though, because it is a free video. It's going to reach a different audience, and it also gets pushed a lot more if it has high watch time.
This video to this day is still Bordeaux's top video on his channel, surpassing 3.4 million views. This skyrocketed Bordeaux as the best college football creator on YouTube, and it felt like everyone was watching this dude. He even started doing videos with actual college football players, asking them who he should add to a team to play with online.
That was fun.
At the end of 2023, there became a bigger focus on harder dynasties, including rebuilding a 0 overall team, giving Georgia the death penalty, where they lose all their players and he has to recruit 1- and 2-star guys, saving different programs after a major loss like Penn State, Alabama, and Clemson.
Oh my gosh, that Clemson one, I don't care if I've yapped this whole video. This is so neat to relive the 2 years I've been doing content creation. I was dropping a Clemson rebuild, whether they won or lost, no matter what. I had it set to post Sunday, and that Saturday night, they lost to Duke. It was a huge upset. They were like the number 10 team. This was a year and a half ago now. 2 years ago? 2 years ago now. Wait, no, it was a year ago. It was last season, whatever. Anyway, I dropped it, and it was probably my fastest growing video ever. It kind of capped out, as you can see, but it was perfect timing, and that kind of got me wanting to do rebuilds based off whenever teams lose. So like Alabama lost, I dropped an Alabama rebuild. It's just fun. It makes the season more enjoyable, in my opinion.
And the hardest challenge of them all, fixing Iowa and Miami. Yikes. He was giving the viewers what they wanted, and honestly, his quality to quantity ratio was unheard of. I mean, the grind is real. Going into 2024, people were really wondering, with all that Bordeaux had accomplished already, how was he going to handle the new release of College Football 25 in July? The first college football game in over a decade. How was he going to fulfill the very goal of his channel when he started it back in 2021? Well, it started with a few news drops to his Twitter, but then in May, Bordeaux dropped one of his most important videos to date. He had played College Football 25 early thanks to his relationship with EA. This was huge. The king of Dynasty had played College Football 25, and he gave his honest thoughts. He was not being silenced by EA. He gave the devs some very critical suggestions while also giving them their necessary flowers by saying that this game was not like Madden.
I mean, the thing was, a lot of people still look back on all the stuff I said about the game, and it's easy to look back and be like, hey, that was not accurate. He was too excited for it, but I was super hyped up. I played a few hours of the gameplay. I didn't get to see the modes. I didn't get to see all the bugs, the glitches, but I saw a foundation that looked very promising. So I came on so excited, and I probably oversold it a little bit, but guess what? Y'all were buying the game whether I said it looked good or not. It was the first college game in 12 years. So just the people, oh, he's selling copies for EA. No, I was excited, and it turned out to be a good game. Best football game I have played in like the last 10 years. So I don't think I overhyped it too much, but I was definitely, it was hard for me to see what could be negative about it because I didn't have enough time to see all the bugs and glitches yet. And then once we got to the early access period and I got to start actually filming on it a couple months later, more stuff was revealed, but at least they've come out with a lot of patches. That's what I'm thankful for. They've come out with patches for the game. And I think at some point I do need to give my whole review of the game, give it a rating and stuff on this channel. So I might get around to that.
Going up into the summer, Bordeaux would turn around North Carolina, add Villanova into FBS, and doing one final college imperialism before he would make the jump.
That imperialism video, I was so worried I was going to get canceled on. I had to refilm, I think, 20 different clips for some of the jokes I made. I can't believe I was thinking in my right mind, like, oh, this is going to slide and this is going to be good. I like to have some quick play on words, but that imperialism video could have been bad. My parents came up clutch for me there.
Up to college football 25. It started on a cold note, you could say, as James would get absolutely smoked by cover athlete Michigan running back Donovan Edwards in several play now matchups.
I'm a menu merchant, listen, and that started the whole trend of it. RBT wouldn't shut up about it. I went into that game only playing against a couple YouTubers for fun, and Donovan, he told me he wasn't a gamer. He was a gamer. Michigan's defense destroyed me, and I got exposed. I think now if I rematched him, which I was supposed to hit him up during the bye week to do that, it would go a little bit differently. Maybe not though.
His first rebuild in Dynasty mode a few days before the game's official launch with Nebraska, before then doing Sam Houston State.
That was
Bordeaux perfectly used his team builder to his advantage, adding real colleges who either A, were not D1 or B, no longer had a program, such as the founder of the SEC, Swanee. I swear, I think Bordeaux has now rebuilt every team in America, and just recruitments for his first team in college football 26 have already started, with Memphis sending him a package.
No. Memphis sent me this package, and I will talk about it. It's a football back there. If you go full face cam real quick, you'll see the football in the bottom right corner. I have scammed Memphis. They put out a tweet that was like our first 5 fans that respond back with a picture of winning a championship in college football 25 with Memphis. We will send you a signed football. And I saw the opportunity. I'm not going to miss out on it. I immediately went in, started a dynasty, and just forced wind my way to a championship. Took the screenshot, threw it on the tweet. I was so lucky I saw it quickly, and I can't believe it, but now I have a football, and they get the promotion from it, but I do feel kind of bad because an actual Memphis fan got scammed out of it. It is my football, and that whole package was nice. Thank you, Memphis. Y'all are awesome. I hope we can work together.
Sending him a package like he's a real recruit. James now sits as his lofty 411,000 subscribers on YouTube, 500,000 followers on TikTok, and over 100,000 followers on Instagram and X. Bordeaux deserves every bit of his success. He's worked for every view, every subscriber, and he's only getting better. I'm excited to see what he comes up with in 2025 and beyond.
That was an incredible video. It came together so well, and I am excited for the future too. I'm not even 22 yet, so I'm hoping I got a long career in this, like 10 more years. Give me 10 more years of having fun on here. With that being said, we're gonna go back to my oldest video, and I want to see what he was talking about in here because I vaguely remember talking about the future of my channel. This is gonna kind of lay out my goal for even trying YouTube and then quitting after not being successful and then coming back. This is so cool. This is like me at 17, I think.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first video on the channel.
Mic quality's rough.
I'm going to put some gameplay in the back real quick so there's something to watch to keep you all entertained. You don't just want to stare at my face the whole time. The gameplay in this video is actually really entertaining. I went into mascot mashup.
It's really entertaining. Mascot mashup. All right, I'm already bored. I can see why you're a failed YouTuber, buddy. Let's go ahead. Did I have any good talks in here? Like, what's at the end? Did anybody make it to the end? All right. I'm not even talking at this point. My mouse is on the screen.
That's actually going to be the end of the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the gameplay behind me. Be looking forward to the hook and ladder video coming up shortly. And I'll teach you all how to do the hook and ladder in NCAA.
What am I on about? All right, I just want to hear me like talking about like the good of what I want to think about like in the future of the channel. Did I get to that?
The licensed colleges, the only difference is they won't
have
the
mic's too bad. I can't sit through my own content anymore. Either way, I think he put in perspective how far things have come and like my plan going into it. I think it did a really good job recapping stuff for having zero information to go off of. I mean, I haven't said this stuff to anybody. So that was awesome to see. And if y'all have made it this far, like just thank you so much for getting me to this position. I hope I can keep on growing. I want to keep on expanding in the college niche, and we'll just keep on growing from there, hopefully.